Hello. This is weird. Hi. If you don't know me, my name is Sweets is Online, and I write video essays about video games. And I'm currently 3.5 weeks out from my first natural bodybuilding show, which are not usually two things that go together. But mostly I just wanted to kind of talk about what that experience is like of being, I don't know, 3.5 weeks out. It's weird. That's what I can say. It's weird. I'm exhausted all the time. I am currently eating 1,825 calories a day, I believe is my exact calorie count. Some of you are going to be like, that's fucking nothing. Like, that's not even a cut. For me, that's super drastic. For, I don't know, context comparison, my peak bulk calories was like 4,600. So I'm down 3,000 calories from where I was at 4 months ago. It's quite the contrast. And it's really, really hard to sort of keep going in that scenario. I'm gonna be so real, right? I feel like you watch a lot of people and like, yeah, you have to have it and you have to right? I'm gonna be so real. It's fucking difficult. One of the things I always say is that bulking is a physical challenge, cutting is a mental challenge. Bulking is physically, if you're doing a proper measured bulk over like a somewhat short period of time, let's say, it's gonna like it fucking hurts, or at least it did for me because I am apparently born to burn calories. There are times with like physically you feel like you cannot stuff down any more food and you're just fucking force feeding yourself, right? That's physical. That's like painful. That's I walk up the stairs and I'm breathing like a pug. Contrast that with right now, it's all fucking mental. It is all up here. Of like physically, we don't really know how exhaustion works in the human body. Like we have this sort of ideal, but it's not 100% clear cut how much of, for example, exhaustion is determined by your body giving out versus your brain shutting your body down or your brain giving out, right? A steep cut or like a cut that's difficult for you, again, that looks different for each person, is all just that. It's all just like, where does the physical barrier end and the mental barrier begin? And trying to win that mental battle as many times as possible. That's my main challenge. So, for example, eating food, right? That's like the main part of a cut. The whole thing is that you're on low calories. I am hungry all the fucking time. And I think about food all the fucking time. This is going to be probably a bit too much information. I would be, I think, more excited at the prospect of like a cinnamon roll than sex right now. Like, being fully fucking honest. The most beautiful woman I've ever seen could be standing in front of me, like, putting out. And I think I would be more excited at like about a spread of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like, that. That's the mental thing, right? Of like, physically, I know I'm not gonna die. Physically, I know I'm not, like, this is not going to kill me. Physically, even though I'm technically starving, right? That's what weight loss is technically starving yourself. I'm not doing it to a point that it's actually going to kill me, right? And I'm not nutrient deficient to the point that, like, refeeding syndrome should be an issue, right? I'm not going full Holocaust survivor, US Army comes in, gives me a bar of chocolate, and my body can't handle it and shuts down, right? I'm nowhere near that extreme. I shouldn't be fucking comparing myself to Holocaust survivors in the goddamn bodybuilding video. That's really fucked up. But when it's a thing that you're doing to yourself and it's all self-enforced, it's very easy to give into that. To give into like, fuck it. I'll make myself one extra peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Can you tell I want PB&Js? I'll give myself one extra PB and jelly sandwich. And maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll follow that up with like a rice cake. Maybe I could put some syrup on that rice cake. And so it goes, and so it goes, and so it goes, and suddenly you've, round robin logicked your way into an extra, out of a deficit and into maintenance, out of maintenance into a surplus, et cetera, right? And I can't pretend I am immune to that. I like during this cut, like honestly, way closer to show day than I should have. Way more recently than I should have, than I'd like to admit. I went full fucking gorge mode and ate like 6,000 calories in the span of 2 hours, right? And not 6,000 calories of like I fully let the reins loose, like butter and fat. No, there's this weird mental block that I have where it's like there's some foods I can justify and some foods I can't. So it was 6,000 calories in like small increments of things that I could justify. So it was like again, peanut butter and jellies. I had 10 fucking PB Fit sugar-free jelly on keto bread peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I had 10 of them back to back to back to back to back, like on fucking, I just went through all the excess dietary bread that I had. So all of my fucking, I went through my low carb pita bread, my low carb tortillas, my low carb fucking, I think just normal bread. I can't exactly remember, but like I just peeled through all of that and like cleared that out of the pantry with a shit ton of PB Fit and zero sugar jelly. Right? And I ate until I was fucking physically ill, until I couldn't physically stand up straight because my stomach hurt so bad. And the only thing between me and doing that every single night is me. And so that's what I mean when I say it's a mental battle, right? Because there's not the risk of a physical rejection of the food like there is with a bulk. I have eaten until I puked on a bulk. This is just going to be me fucking unveiling all of the unhealthy shit in bodybuilding. What is it? Will Tennyson. Will Tennyson has a really good vlog that he did 2 weeks out from his bodybuilding show that is just like right. It's just correct. Right? It's I think his video is like it's called like I transformed my body in 200 days or something like that. And you can watch it and you can like enjoy it. But if you've been on bodybuilding prep, if you've been on a steep cut, if you've been on that video is just correct. Like everything he says, I'm like, I get it now. Like it's just like he better articulates everything I felt about my prep in that video than I feel like I could here or in any other sense. Like it's just right. So if you want to fucking learn about bodybuilding and really see that sort of day by day, go watch that video. Great fucking video. One of the things he says that bodybuilding and health go together like drinking and driving. Nothing has ever been more true. This is not healthy. I look shredded. Yes. This is not a healthful pursuit, right? And that's one of the really funny things, especially if you watch like a bunch of pro bodybuilders and whatever, because it's always like, oh, you're eating sugar? You can't, that's going to screw up your insulin sensitivity. Oh, that's going to screw up your gut microbiome. You have to eat clean. You have to get enough sleep. You have to shoot steroids 3 times a day. Like it's just out of this world. Oh, what's a good analogy of just like, yeah, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm eating well, sleeping right, and smoking a pack a day. I don't see what the problem is. Bodybuilding is the antithesis to health. I am made of 90% like artificial sweeteners and cancer. Anyways, right, cutting versus bulking. On a cut, there's not really as much of a risk of a physical rejection of the food like there is with a bulk. With a bulk, again, I can eat until my body physically fucking can't, right? Until my body physically rejects it and it comes up. And that has been done. That has happened. I've paced my day out badly and it's like, fuck, I have to slam 3,000 calories before I go to bed. And so I'm just fucking until my body rejects it, right? Physical challenge. That's not an issue on a cut. The issue on a cut is fighting the fucking, what's it called? Ghrelin? Something. Ghrelin? I don't know. The fucking whatever evil brain chemical in my mind tells me I'm starving to death and that I should go upstairs and, eat the world's largest bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's that fight. That's what I mean when I say the cut is mental. And I feel like that's, again, a thing that's not. There's a big debate in the lifting bodybuilding space. Like, what's easier? What's harder? Cut or bulk? Cut or bulk? One's physical, one's mental. I think they're uncomparable. I'll be fully honest. I don't think you can actually, despite both being dietary restrictions, I do not think you can actually compare the two. Because one's about, like I said, physical pain versus psychological strength. But that also translates, interestingly, into my workouts themselves, I've found. Because again, on a bulk, you're fucking carbed up. You're full of glycogen. You're full of just fucking energy, right? My main limiting factor there was not always, almost always physical. It was almost always like, I will go until my body shuts me down. I will go until there's a point at which, again, we don't fully understand how failure and fatigue and exhaustion, whatever, works, right? There is a point of pushing where, like, maybe theoretically your muscle has more to give, but your brain stops you because it's like, you're gonna rip your fucking pecs off. Stop. At least for me. Again, as a natural. That's different for enhanced lifters because their muscles grow at a faster rate than their tendons, so they have an increased rate, like, risk of injury, as far as I know. Because like I said, their muscles can just outpace those tendons, and then the tendons give, and that's how you get the fucking full separation. For me, at least, if I'm on a fucking preacher curl, more often than not, it's not a point of like, oh, like, physically, I feel like my arms should be able to contract, and something in my brain is like stopping me. That's more the point of, like, I will get to when you're on a bulk. When you're on a bulk, it's either one, you're going to fucking physical muscle failure, or you're going to central nervous system failure. For me, on the cut, it is more often that I go to, like, a mental stress failure, which is different than a central nervous system failure. Central nervous system is, again, your body being like, fuck, stop, right? Like, pulling your electrical signals. For me, it's the stress failure is literally like, I drop the weight in frustration and hold my head in my hands because I feel so fucking inadequate and tired, right? Like, it fucks you mentally because my hormones are all over the place. That's the other thing about a cut. Hormones are terrible. But, like, that's what I have to fight more than a physical failure. It's literally getting to the point that I can approach physical failure. It's getting the mental stress out of the way to be able to get, because that's barrier one, and then physical failure is barrier two. It's breaking that threshold, and again, not letting myself quit out when I want to just, like, have a panic attack on the fucking bench and go home. The other thing about that is it's really hard to get your mental right and be in the right mentality and be in the fucking, be there, be in it. When all you can think about is food. All you can think about is food. Like, I want it to be so fucking clear. I am hungry all the time. I am somewhat mitigated right now because I just, like, volume eating is your friend if you're ever going to do a steep cut like this. Steep cut. I'm saying steep cut. It's not actually that steep, all things considered. But, like, volume eating is your friend. I shouldn't say volume eating is your friend. Volume eating is a tool that should be used strategically. So for me right now, I accidentally, somewhat, whatever, like, was a little bit weak-willed this morning and ate a little bit more calories than I wish I had earlier in the day. There was one meal that I wanted to push till 1 that I ended up breaking and eating at like 11, and it sort of ruined the pace of my day. And so my meal went from like, oh, and these are paced out well, I can play with this, I can have some less volume but better tasting, into like, I need the world's largest salad or I'm going to be dead by 6 p.m. Right? Because really what it is pacing it out so that you don't feel hungry enough that you feel like you have to break the diet, break the deficit. So right now I'm somewhat mitigated because I just ate a ginormous fucking salad. Ginormous salad, chicken, super low calorie Caesar dressing, skinny girl dressing is made of magic. I don't understand Walden Farms, I think that's the name of it, is actually like lower calorie, but like double the price. So I don't go for that one. I'm a skinny girl guy. Uh, but like that, and then again, it's just like cucumbers, basically no calories, banana peppers, basically no calories, 50 fucking grams of protein of chicken, shit ton of lettuce, like shit ton of lettuce, but again, it comes out to like 60 calories of lettuce, right? Just to fill stomach space and to make me feel more full than the energy what I ate will actually give me. Because if I fuck that up and I eat the normal thing, then like more likely I'm gonna get hungrier faster. And then maybe I push my, future meals ahead a little bit more. And it's like, oh, dinner. I was gonna have dinner at, 6. I could eat it at 3. I'm hungry now. Might as well push that. My before bed snack, which I have to have. I don't go to bed. I'm not someone who can go to bed hungry. Uh, let's bring I have to bring that back then to compensate, of course. So I was gonna eat that at 9. Looks like we're eating that at 5 now. That leaves me 4 hours if I go to bed at 9, which again, I'll probably be up later than that. Leaves me at least 4 hours where I don't get to eat anything. That's not happening. Sorry. Like that's not gonna shape up. So more than likely in that scenario, that's when the diet crumbles. And again, 10 PB&Js down the hatch. Because I am someone who like I know this about myself where it's like if I fail hard. If I go 200 calories over my deficit, it's like might as well go for 3, might as well 4, 5, 6, 7, 6,000. I'm not kidding about 6,000 fucking calories. It was ridiculous. Pure gluttony. But again, that's what happens when you're under that much mental stress the entire time. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because I'm the most annoying motherfucker right now. This is all I talk about because it eats your life. Dieting, bodybuilding, eats your fucking life. Let me be so clear. It is, again, I'm a YouTuber. I am supposed to be writing videos. I'm supposed to be, this, that, the other thing. I have so much brain fog because I'm so low fucking energy, or low fat in my diet and low body fat. I can't fucking think to write. I can't think to write. The idea of playing a game is like overwhelming. That's not actually as new, but still, all of this time I have a walking pad underneath my computer. Have you ever tried to play a game while walking on a treadmill? It's like fucking patting your head and rubbing your stomach. It's so unbelievably hard. I tried to play Silk Song doing that. Ungodly difficult. You wouldn't think so. You'd think your body can just kind of, like, oh, I've walked for 20 something years, like just flip into automatic mode. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You're fucking, I can't even explain it. Your brain loses its mind. Your brain loses its mind. Good job. It just is all consuming. It is just everything. Your entire day is based around eating and food. Again, I'm 3.5 weeks out. The highlight of my day right now is planning the shit that I'm going to eat a month from now. I have a list of all the things I'm going to eat post show, and I've made the shopping list. Okay? That's the highlight of that's the best thing I have done today. That the happiest I have been today and yesterday and the day before that is fucking thinking about eating a month from now. That's not true. The happiest moment of yesterday, and this is the trade-off, right? This is the trade-off. And part of the reason I'm making this video. When you're this deep in, you start fucking doubting why you ever started this. You start doubting why you ever started the damn journey. Because it sucks. It's not fun, right? If you're someone who, at least in my experience, and again, citing the Will Tennyson video that I watched, and I was just like, he's just right. If you're someone who enjoys going to the gym and enjoys lifting, like super thoroughly, like you just love the process, you like the feeling, you like the mentality, you like the mental place you can go to. If you're someone who likes that, and you decide to do a bodybuilding show and cut down for a bodybuilding show, no, you don't. You don't like that anymore. That is not fun. Like, I want to be so clear. On my 21st birthday, I forgot that it was my 21st birthday because I was so excited that it was pull day. I was in the gym for like 3 hours that morning because I just didn't want to leave. And I forgot it was my birthday until my friends texted me. My friends texted me and wished me a happy birthday, and I went, oh, right. But I was enjoying the gym so much that I fucking forgot. 21. That's one of the big ones. That's like that's full adult drink and drive. Trade-off. Up until like yesterday. Again, you'll doubt the process. You'll doubt why you ever started doing this. You will start to fucking resent the gym, resent everything, right? One of the things I've been saying about my mindset having to go into this is like a lot of people picture a pursuit this hard and this long as like they always use the Sisyphean metaphor of like pushing the rock up the hill. You know, every day is a little bit more, push the rock. I found that like thinking about it like that was like burning me out, right? The thought that this is an effortful thing was like killing me. I had to shift my mindset into the rock is rolling down the hill. Like this is just going to happen anyways. That's the mindset I'm in. And that's the mindset I had to be in. Because it didn't give me the option to quit. If you're thinking, again, you're Sisyphus pushing the rock, you just let the rock fall. That was the end of that analogy for me. I'll be so real. I was so fucking close to just like, I can't do it. Give up. I had to, like, my mindset shift is the rock is rolling down the hill. This is just happening. I'm like, going to the gym isn't an effortful thing for me. It just is a fact. It's just going to happen. That's the law of gravity for me right now. That's the mindset I have to be in to keep doing this. Because it's not fun. It's not fun. It stops being fun. All your numbers go down and you're exhausted. Trade-off. I took my first proper like posing pictures and posing videos yesterday. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's kind of the first time in quite a while that like I've been able to scoot my own body dysmorphia out of the way and look at myself in, again, fully posed and fully, you know, everything. I wasn't even pumped. I wasn't even pumped up. It was like flat. It was like I did leg day and I was looking at my torso. First time I've looked at myself and been like, oh god damn, like that is, I'm competing in men's physique. That's a men's physique build. And that's the thing that keeps you going now. At least for me. That is the only thing that has like brought pep and enjoyment back into the process and let me be able to bring, I don't know, a more elevated sense of enthusiasm to this process again. Was finally not looking at myself and being like, oh, you're fucking flat and you're fat and you're all this, that, and the other thing. It's terrible for your perception of yourself also. You will look the best you ever have, and in your brain you look the worst. But it was the first time I ever looked at that and like took pictures and saw my posing and saw all this. It's like, I'm not there yet. Again, I'm 3.5 weeks out. I've still got way more, I've got more body weight to lose. But it was my first time looking at myself and being like, I could step on stage and not be fully ashamed. Like I could step on stage and feel decent. And that was monumental. Because my single biggest fear, because this is my first bodybuilding show, my single biggest fear is stepping on stage and being like embarrassingly unlean or something like that. Or like embarrassingly small. So this is the first time that I, again, took video, took pictures, saw my posing, and was like, oh shit, this guy's a bodybuilder. And that's really fucking cool. And it really kind of reminded me why I'm still in this and why I'm still doing this. Because, again, last few weeks have been fucking rough on the mental. Holding this down for that long. Yeah, a lot of people only count, like, when they say, oh, I'm in bodybuilding prep. Oh, I'm in prep. They really only count the cut, and they really only count, you know, the months of that cut and that slim down, and then everything else is like off season, or, you know, the bulk is just like, yeah, whatever. I bulked very specifically and intentionally because I am small and I am doing my bodybuilding show pretty early into my lifting journey, all things considered. I'm definitely going to be like probably one of the skinniest ones on stage, would be my guess. So I bulked very intentionally and very like So in my mind, it's been 11 months of prep. 11 fucking months of prep. I can show you every meal that I've eaten for 11 goddamn months. And again, a lot of my long-term lifters are going to be like, I can show you everything I've eaten for the last 3 years. What about it? Uh, but still, it's a level of like, that like, if you're a layman, if you're like the average person, that's unimaginable. Like there's no hiding it. There's no, if you've never done like a big weight gain, weight loss, lifting, etc., whatever that requires that of you, like I sound fucking nuts, right? It's very mentally taxing, and to do it for that long is very mentally taxing. I describe myself at a point of discipline fatigue, wherein so much shit in my life is reliant on like, yeah, you don't want to, but you just have to do it. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. That it's like my discipline gland is exhausted. You know, what's the story about like Albert Einstein, I think, wore the same, what is it? Yeah, Albert Einstein wore the same clothes every single day so that he didn't have to choose, that like that's one less choice that he had to make in the day to stop from getting like decision fatigue. I say I have discipline fatigue, or I'm suffering from discipline fatigue, because every fucking single thing in my life feels like that. I'm just like, oh, you gotta do it. Oh, you gotta do it. Oh, you gotta do it. Oh, you gotta, right? It's exhausting. I can't wait to eat like a normal person. And even then, I don't know how that's gonna go, because I've been tracking everything for over a year. I've been tracking everything like to work towards this show for only 11 months. But I've been doing that for so long at this point, like that is automatic. And I tried to stop doing it, I remember like a year ago, last summer, and it stressed me the fuck out. So I'm gonna see how that goes. Of like, I'm gonna give myself, I think, a week of just spamming cravings. Don't get me wrong, it is going to be fucking gluttonous. The thing I keep saying is, I have wanted a cinnamon roll for so fucking long that like I'm buying the canned cinnamon rolls, I'm buying Cinnabon, I'm baking my own, I'm doing fucking everything for just cinnamon maxing. But I think I'm gonna give myself like a week, I'll be honest, of just eating. Don't track it, don't worry about it, just fucking eat. And then after that, again, not hop back on anything super specific, but at least start tracking again, just so that I kind of know. Because I think that if I start tracking again, it'll sort of even me out. Just being conscious of what I'm eating. Anyways, I'm talking about eating a lot, because that's 90% of my life. Again, this eats your life. This eats your life. Like, that's how far ahead I'm thinking. And again, like, that's the highlight of my day. The best fucking thing that happens to me is thinking about how I'm going to eat 1 month from now, 3.5 weeks from now. It's fucking exhausting. It really is. All the other surrounding shit, going to the gym, eating right, getting your cardio in, it adds up. It adds up. And the other side of the ball rolling down the hill analogy that I have to think of, or that I think of to stay in this, is that, again, basically every day just happens. I'm just in a fucking fugue state every single day. Brain fog isn't working, just like, I'm just passing time. I'm basically pissing away 3.5 weeks. For the next 3.5 weeks, I just can't think about fucking anything. I can't let myself think about anything. I basically just have to spin my wheels. Just go through the motions. Because if I stop to think about it, it's over. Like, that's the best way I can put it. If I stop to think about it, it's over. If I give myself that space, if I give myself the space of, like, agency and decision in this anymore, like, I'll just fucking quit. That's probably not true. At this point, I've invested so much time and effort that it's like sunk cost fallacy demands. But I want to quit. I want to go upstairs and, again, eat 5,000 calories of PB Fit. That's the thing. That's also the funny thing, is that I'm craving either sweets, no pun intended. It's not where the name comes from. I'm craving either like pastries, bread. God, I want like a normal fucking loaf of bread. Or like diet food, but in the biggest amount you can possibly give me. So it's like On one hand, the most unhealthy cinnamon roll on planet Earth, or 60 servings of sugar-free Jello pudding. Like those are the two wolves. God, I've been talking about fucking dieting or just the food aspect for way too long. That is 90% of it. That feels like 90% of it. Because you're not going to be, again, your body doesn't have a fight or flight, like, kick in reaction to, like, oh, you haven't worked out today. Oh, you got to go. If you're hungry, you feel it. And I am. But again, trade-off. I'm starting to get my quad cuts. my obliques are fucking popping. So that's what keeps you in it at that point. At least for me, is being able to see that, like, oh shit, progress has been made. It's a profoundly isolating experience also. Of like, you don't realize how social food is, I don't think, until you can't participate in it, right? Until like your house all orders something to the house and they're all eating it and talking and laughing and you're sitting in the corner eating a rice cake. It's not exactly the same. So that's one of the things I'm also very excited to sort of rejoin is social dietary stuff. But at the same time, it's really cool. It's really cool that I did this. It's hard. It fucking sucks. And part of how all of this started was just to prove to myself that I kind of could. The first step was just proving to myself that I could gain and lose weight at will because I have a monstrous appetite sort of by default. And I was so worried that I was going to like eat myself into unhealth that I wanted to just, I don't know, make sure, prove to myself that like I can lose weight if I need to. I've beyond proved that. I am fucking diced right now and tired. So it's a really cool, it's also a really cool thing to prove to yourself that you can do. I also, post 6,000 calorie binge, realized that I had to sort of reorganize how I do things. And so that was really enlightening of, again, I say discipline fatigue. But at the same time, I was also making all of the processes more miserable and also making myself more unhappy in sort of how I was operating because I was just used to it. Because I was just sort of used to, if I'm unhappy, you just do it anyways, right? Discipline. That's discipline. It's about discipline, right? To the point that I wasn't fucking enjoying my life. And at that point, the tail has started wagging the dog. I do a thing because I want to do it, and then I hate the thing, and I do it because I want, like, you've lost the plot, right? So it did also get me to sort of restructure how I do that and restructure a lot of this to be not fully enjoyable. Again, I'm still starving, but more enjoyable, but better. And so forcing myself to do that, again, was also really enlightening because that also spreads into YouTube video essays, spreads into a lot of other aspects of my life. So it was helpful in that. And I learned a lot about myself along this sort of journey. One of the reasons I started lifting, or I shouldn't say one of the reasons I started lifting. One of the reasons I fell in love with lifting was there was this clip of Mike Israetel and Jeff Nippard. Again, any of my lifting people will know that. Will know who those are. But it's they're talking about training to failure. And Jeff Nippard's like, if I can't, produce the force, I can't produce the force. And Mike Israetel's like, no. He says at a certain point, it's about nervous system throughput. And he's like, if you can get yourself riled up, if you can, like, you're decently aroused right now, but if you could bring yourself to violence and war levels of arousal, then you could have 5-6 more reps in there. And that sort of shifted this mindset in me. And one day I went in and I tried and I was like, see if I can, I don't know, go there, right? Let's see if I can go to violence and war level places. And it just like uncapped this well of anger, of like 20 years of anger that I didn't know was there. And suddenly, like in an instant, the gym became therapy. I know that's really cliche, and like that's not, a new thing for anyone. But for me, it was. And so it suddenly, the gym went from like, I do it to look good to like, oh, I do it to fucking burn off a bunch of unhealthy emotion. And as I've gone and gone and gone and done it more and more and more and gone to that place, that mentality, more and more and more, it's gotten burned off a little bit. That level of, again, that level of arousal, that level of fucking rage ain't there. I've sort of absolved, I haven't absolved the issues, but I have, they're not as prominent. They're not as, again, if I go there when I try to lift, if I try to tap on those same things, that's through. I'm through that. I burned through that. It's not there. You know what it's like to think about something that used to make you angry. It's just not there anymore. So it's helped me a lot with that, and it helped me a lot to process that, and it gave me a lot of structure. It was really, again, like when I started this, I was eating fucking whatever I wanted. I was making delicious food. Don't get me wrong, I'm a great cook. But the idea of like bringing a purpose to my diet and making it purposeful and making it serve this sort of physical demand of mine was really cool. I've just done that for a while. I want a break from that. I want a second. So it's been this awesome fucking journey. It's been really cool. It's been really fun, all things considered, I think. And again, a week ago, it was an issue of like, I don't think I'm going to do this again. No. I did it for a while, and now that we're in the hard part, this isn't for me. This isn't. And I swing back and forth on that, obviously. You know, when you're in the hardest part of something, you don't want to be doing it. But right now, I'm feeling okay. Diet's more enjoyable. I've revamped my diet. I've revamped my daily routine. I've revamped a lot of stuff to make things more enjoyable. I've become addicted to Ninja Creamies, and I know I need a break. But the prospect of doing it again is much, much more, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's more likely. Let's just say more likely. So that's fun as well. So I might do it again. But I need a break. I need at least a year of break. I need at least a year. I mean, to be fair, I need at least a year anyways to like build more muscle because I'm skinny, all things considered. I need at least a year to put more muscle on. And so I think like it just works out in general. But yeah, I don't know. That's sort of some unfiltered, free-flowing thoughts on what my experience has been now. Again, like I said, 3.5 weeks out. Maybe I'll give more updates like this. Anyways, I've also been drinking a shit ton to try and curb hunger, so I have to piss like a racehorse. See ya. Ugh.